Hello everyone, welcome back, and as you can see, I am back at our home base after a wonderful trip out west. But in this video, I want to talk to you about what can you do if your loved one has been incarcerated, either in the county jail or perhaps in the State Department of Corrections, a prison. So let's step back for a second, because in the past I've told you, here are the options if you have a loved one who has a behavioral health issue. Number one, you could do nothing, okay? And typically, if you do nothing, like any disease, it will eventually destroy the patient. What do I mean by that? I mean, it could well kill them, okay? And I hate to be blunt, but with all of the content I put out there, I'm always going to be straight with you guys. So I apologize if I've offended anybody, but that's one of the consequences when somebody is sick, right? Like any disease, it will and can can have severe consequences. And obviously if that happens, I mean, there's a reason they call it a family disease. It will destroy your family, but you know that because you're living in the chaos and watch it happening every day. So the first option is you do nothing. The second option is you let the state step in. And what do I mean by that? I mean, the state steps in and takes custody of them through either the criminal justice system or through the mental health system, the Baker Act. Okay, or the other option is you decide we're going to take action, we're going to make the commitment to make the decision for our loved one that they can't make, which is to get them into treatment in a clinically appropriate facility, keep them there for long enough, make sure they take their medications, and a host of other things that will allow you to finally rid the family of the chaos and the nightmare that this is. Now, typically, if the family doesn't step in, right, let's say they decide we're not doing this for whatever reason, we're just going to let it go, right? And maybe the severe consequence doesn't happen or hasn't happened yet, but the state has stepped in. Now, if the state steps in and takes your loved one via the Baker Act process, the maximum at any one time is up to 6 months in a state hospital. Can that be extended? Yeah, someone can end up in a state hospital for years, and it happens. Or the state can step in through the criminal justice system because people with behavioral health issues get arrested. They do silly things, right? And the reason I say silly, I don't mean they're a silly person. I mean they have a disease. They're not capable of making what you and I would consider to be objectively rational decisions. So does that mean you can do something or you can't do something? Can you file a guardianship? I mean, it depends, right? And that's the favorite two words that lawyers like to use. If they have been sentenced to a period of incarceration, right? Then in theory, probably not. Okay, you probably can't file for a guardianship, or you could, but it wouldn't help you because the state has taken them and effectively terminated your ability to do anything. You could go file something, but what are you going to do with it? They've been sentenced to jail or prison, right? I mean, I guess you could wait till they get out, but effectively, it doesn't really help you. Now, there may be one caveat if there are resources, like a business or real estate, or they have money in a bank, and you want to take control of that. Maybe you could file for a guardianship over the property. But in terms of being able to make decisions for them regarding their mental health, their drug treatment, whatever, the treatment component, effectively you're not going to be able to do anything with that, right? No point in filing a Marchman Act if they've been sentenced to jail for a year or prison for multiple years, or no point in filing for guardianship over them because you cannot make decisions for them. When the state steps in, your ability to make decisions for them is effectively terminated. Which is why I say the state can take control of the situation with two ways: the mental health system or the criminal justice system. Which is why, I'm so vocal about the fact that before that happens, it's imperative that somebody steps in and makes the decision, makes the commitment to save this person. And if you'd like to have a conversation about, that, how we can help you with that, then give us a call. We can talk to you about how we can do that. So if you would like to learn more about that, reach out to us. Let's have a conversation about what options may or may not be available to you, legal versus non-legal. If you have any questions about what I've just talked about, I know I threw a lot at you, then post. I'm happy to respond to your comments. If you look at my other videos, I typically respond within 24 hours. If there's an issue going on in your family, let me know. I'll make you a video about it, especially if I haven't made one already. Because if it's affecting your family, chances are it's affecting somebody else's. And these videos are about giving you the information that you need so you can make a decision as to which, what do you want to do? Do you want to have a conversation with us, or do you want to do nothing? And that's okay. This is a no judgment zone. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to give you information so you can potentially have some options on the table. Okay? That's it. If you like this content, please give me a thumbs up. If you want more of this content that I make for you every single day, then please subscribe to the channel. And with that said, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.